Welcome to the Somatic Decoder, where we uncover the hidden meanings of health challenges and decode the language of the body from a deeper, more conscious perspective. Today, we will explore asthma, a condition that affects millions worldwide, especially children. But instead of seeing it as a simple malfunction of the respiratory system, we will look at what asthma might really be communicating through the lens of a biological and natural understanding. From conventional medicine, asthma is explained as a chronic inflammatory disease of the airways where the bronchi contract, produce excess mucus and make breathing difficult. Typical triggers include allergens, exercise, pollution, stress, or genetic predisposition. Treatments usually include inhalers, corticosteroids, bronchodilators, and in severe cases, hospitalization. While these approaches can bring relief, they do not always explain why the body reacts this way in the first place. From a biological point of view, asthma is not a random error of the body, but really a meaningful response to an unresolved inner conflict. The common root is often linked to a fear of losing territory, separation anxiety, or, the perception of danger nearby that one just cannot avoid. It's not unusual that people with asthma describe feeling as if they can't get enough air, not only physically but emotionally, in situations where they feel suffocated by circumstances or relationships. In children, for example, asthma often appears after experiences of separation from the mother or a primary caregiver. The body remembers the fear of being left alone and expresses it by restricting breathing, as if holding the caregiver close through each breath. So let's consider Daniel, who was just 8 years old. His asthma began after his parents went through a really painful divorce. At first, nobody really noticed, but Daniel's most severe asthma attacks always happened on the weekends, when he had to leave one parent's house and go to the other. His body was, in a way, expressing the inner conflict of separation. Now, take Laura, age 32. She worked in this highly stressful office environment where she constantly felt watched by her boss. Her asthma symptoms always seemed to get worse right before important meetings. Biologically speaking, her body was reacting almost as if there was a predator nearby, restricting her breath as a kind of survival response. And then there's Samuel, 45 years old. He had carried asthma with him since childhood. When he started exploring his own history, he realized that as a baby he was separated from his mother because of a medical emergency. His lungs had stored this early conflict, and the same pattern would reactivate under stress even in his adult life. Case 4 is about Emily, who is just 6 years old. She's a playful and happy girl, but she suddenly developed asthma after starting school. It turned out that she cried every morning because she had to separate from her mother, whom she was extremely attached to. Her body expressed this invisible fear of separation with breathing difficulties. These examples show that each case is unique and there really isn't a single cause of asthma. What we can observe is that the body expresses unresolved emotional conflicts through biological programs. And these can vary depending on the story of each person. In nature, animals also react to situations of danger or separation. For example, a young animal separated from its mother may show accelerated and restricted breathing as part of its survival instinct. This natural biological response in animals really helps us understand that asthma in humans isn't a failure at all, but rather a biological program with a purpose. The most important thing, honestly, is always to address the biological conflict at the root. Without recognizing and resolving this inner conflict, no therapy will bring lasting relief. However, there are several supportive approaches that can help. For example, homeopathy, remedies such as arsenicum album, ipecacuanha, and antimonium tartaricum can actually provide relief during asthma episodes. Acupuncture, involves stimulating points like Fei Shu, which is also called bladder 13, or Liake, known as lung 7. Doing this can actually improve breathing and support emotional balance. Ozone therapy? Well, it's known for its anti-inflammatory and oxygenating effects. It can really support respiratory health. Phytotherapy uses plants such as licorice root, eucalyptus or thyme, and these can naturally help relax the airways. Yet, all these alternatives should always be seen as complementary. What truly matters is resolving the biological conflict, which is different for every individual. Asthma is not a punishment, nor is it the result of a defective body. It is a biological adaptation that carries a message. There is a hidden emotional wound that wants to be heard. Every case is personal. There is no universal formula, but recognizing the underlying fear of separation, suffocation, or loss of territory can really open the door to deep healing. By addressing these unresolved conflicts with consciousness and compassion, we can allow the body to return to balance. At the Somatic Decoder, we believe that your body is wise and never makes mistakes. If you're experiencing asthma, just remember that behind every symptom there is a story waiting to be understood. Don't see your body as an enemy, see it as an ally that communicates in the only language it knows, biology. Thank you for watching this video. If this content resonates with you, don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the Somatic Decoder, and stay tuned for our upcoming videos where we'll continue decoding the messages of the body.